Good evening. I will now call our regular board meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, and the time is 5:31 p.m. Clerk Delgado, will you please conduct roll call?
President Laccaretti,
Here.
Trustee Zhang, Trustee McCutcheon,
Here.
and Trustee Delgado were present.
And okay, perfect. Will the community outreach specialists please introduce themselves? I think they said there was a delay. Yeah, it's connecting. Will the community outreach specialists please introduce themselves? There you go.
Thank you, Madam President Laccaretti. Buenas tardes. Si usted nos está viendo en persona o virtualmente y usted habla español y necesita interpretación, le podemos proveer interpretación. Gracias.
Thank you. เป็นอลมาหวังอันนี้ที่ไม่เป็นแต่มองอีบัวอีบัวฉลางสก็ไม่เชื่อมจะฟ้าว่าเป็นว่าบัวอีบัวเทงตัวนี้โอแรงจริง
Thank you. Nhớ rằng trong lịch sử tu giờ ta có sai sai bên nhớ chú hú sự đông hiểu được bộ lúc trong sĩ thản nó họ sáng tạo tại số hà lù là giống một lần nữa chỉ là bên những một mong chạy lù giờ ta có sáng tạo và cho tạo. Thank you, Madam President Laccaretti.
Thank you to our community outreach specialists. For those who are with us virtually and would like to make a public comment regarding any closed session items, please call 1-669-900-6833 and enter or select meeting ID number 880-3612-8852. You will be placed in a virtual waiting room until the moderator of the meeting provides access to the live meeting. For those here in person, please stand behind the podium to make your public comment. State your name for the record, share your comment, and/or identify which agenda item you're addressing and comment. The board will now adjourn to closed session to discuss the agenda items: public employee appointment, reassignment, discipline, dismissal, release, complaint, government code section 54957, conference with labor negotiator Dr. Don Hubble pursuant to Education Code Section 54957.6 regarding negotiations with Merced City Teachers Association and California School Employees Association, Chapter 530, and item C, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Performance Evaluation Superintendent. At this time in the meeting, the public is invited to comment on items within the board subject matter jurisdiction in accordance with board policy on the items listed for the closed session only. Comments from the members of the public shall not exceed 3 minutes per individual or a total of 20 minutes unless a majority of the board waives timelines. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers for closed session items?
President Laccaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you, Ms. Gates. Do we have any in-person public comments? Seeing none, we will now adjourn to closed session at 5:34 p.m. That was quick. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I will now call the meeting to order. The time is 7:03 PM. Will the community outreach specialists please introduce themselves?
Thank you, Madam President Lacaretti. Buenas tardes a todos. Si usted nos está viendo en persona o virtualmente y usted habla español y necesita interpretación, le podemos brindar interpretación si lo necesita. Gracias.
Thank you. เป็นอารมณ์มองอันนี้ที่ไม่เป็นแต่มองยังมองอีบุอีมวนฉลางสก็ไม่เชื่อมจะฟังว่าเป็นเมียนว่านะทุกจัดไฟกินเมียนสก็ไม่เชื่อมจะฟีจังจูโทนะทุกจัดแชทโอแรงจริง
Thank you. Nhớ rằng cho nên hát cho tu giờ ta có họ sai bé họ sáng tạo cái tài liệu họ ô lu mong chỉ tu nhớ cho đời board họ session shit thằng nó họ sai lu bận cứ nhớ cho họ cam trong trang để cắt lại screen click cho đó họ cứ show hoa ta mong là giờ có họ mua lu chắc chỉ là sáng tạo số họ lu chắc chỉ là cái gì muốn tao cho đó họ chat cứ nhớ cho đời lại screen ở trong đó. Thank you, Madam President Lacaretti.
Thank you to our community outreach specialists. Clerk Delgado, will you please conduct roll call?
President Lacaretti,
Here.
Trustee Brooks,
I'm here.
Trustee Zhang, Trustee McCutcheon, and Trustee Delgado is present. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now do the salute the flag, led by Stephanie Elementary Student Council. Welcome. Where's the flag?
If you guys can line up in the middle. Thank you. Line up in the middle, guys.
The middle.
Move over. You can wait right there.
Type it up one more time, let's go.
Dylan, whenever you're ready. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So now what we'd like to do for just real quick, we'd like to invite Charlie. Thank you, and you guys may be seated. Charlie Fisher, who's going to lead us on our student pledge. And then right after, board members, if you would like to then congratulate him. So Charlie Fisher is going to lead all the students on our student pledge. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay. Stand anywhere you'd like.
Charlie is the author of the following Stallion Pledge. 1, 2, 3, go. The best. Challenges to the test. We conquer one goal, then some more. We'll rise above, watch us soar. Respect, integrity, self-control. Great effort is our goal. We're the best of the best, and we rise above the rest. Thank you. And all led by the author of the winning pledge, Charlie Fisher. Thank you, Student Council. Stick around for greetings from our school board.
thank you to all the students and their families and the school who are here and helped your students bring them after school. We appreciate all you do for your students, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Before I start the rest of the meeting, I'd like to give some kudos to having this meeting here today. It was our clerk Delgado who really spearheaded the efforts to go to school sites, so I really appreciate her reminding us that we need to go back to our school sites. And it just didn't magically happen. There's a big group of people who made it happen, so I just want to thank everyone really quickly. From the IT department, Jeremy, Ali, Mark. From maintenance and operations, Steve Whitaker, Xavier Rowell, and their team. From the Stephanie team, Mr. Guzman, Mr. Evans, Mr. Calderon, and Ms. Jimenez. And from the superintendent's team, Ms. Olmos. Thank you all for your help in making this meeting here possible today. A round of applause. And for those parents and community members who are listening, we would like to introduce to you where you may find board information requests on our district webpage. When we as board, we send emails to the superintendent, to the district office, a bunch of emails come back to us or information is shared to us in an email. So for us, we want the rest of you, the community, to know. And I'm just going to quickly go over where you can find this information. You'll go to our district webpage at mercedcsd.org. Then you'll click on Board of Education. And on the left-hand side, you'll find option of Board of Education information requests, and you can click on the date with the information request and information provided, as we can see over there. So this is, again, in our effort to be transparent with our communications with the district office. Again, thank you to everyone who made that possible as well. I think Dominique created the page, so thank you. Now we will continue the rest of the meeting. We have no items to report from closed session and public speaking information. In-person comments will be taken during the public comment period to enable public comment and translation services. This time is for general public comments and comments on any specific agenda item should you choose not to wait until the agenda item comes up. If you choose to speak to a specific agenda item during the public comment period, you will not be able to speak to the agenda item again when it comes up later in the meeting. I will announce when we're ready to open for public comment. For those here in person, please stand behind the podium to make your public comment. When it is your turn, state your name for the record, share your comment, and/or identify which agenda item you're addressing and comment. You'll have 3 minutes to address the board. To maximize community input, we may exercise the right to reduce the per-person speaking time if necessitated by a large number of speakers. For those who are with us virtually and would like to make a public comment, please call 1-669-900-6833 and enter or select meeting ID number 880-3612-8852. You will be placed in a virtual waiting room until the moderator provides access to the live meeting. And now we're going to have a Stephanie Elementary School Showcase. Principal Jaime Calderon.
Good evening, trustees, President Lacaretti, all trustees, Superintendent Stocking, cabinet members, parents who stayed behind, thank you for coming. I want to begin by welcoming you to Stallion Land, our school here. I hope you enjoy being here tonight and do business all at the same time. The business at hand now will be our showcase presentation. And so if you look on the screen, you will see that with guidance from our wonderful learning director, Ms. Jimenez, who's right back there, we had a balloon arch welcoming at the main entrance door, so that's what you see there as we welcome students for the beginning of the year. We are very happy to be the first school to host and the first school to present. We're a bit nervous as well, but you'll see. We got this. Next slide, please. All right. What I'd like to do first is give you a school overview with 3 of our wonderful smiling faces students. Our school is a school that serves as a cornerstone to our community. It provides a comprehensive program for grades 3 to 6 with a focus on academic excellence, character development as well. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure that every student receives what they need to succeed. And here's some numbers. Our current enrollment, that was as of August 18th, was 596 students. I believe we've increased already. We're a little over 600, but that was the enrollment at that time. Our teaching and support staff all together are 53 professionals at this site. We serve grades 3 to 6. We are unique in that sense, and we have diverse programming and character development. One of the things I like to emphasize at our school is that we focus on curriculum via strong first instruction, and we focus on character development via PBIS. Our school, in case you didn't know, was established in 2006, and it is close to being a 20-year program. So we're about to celebrate our 20th year. Now, as a matter of fact, I'd like to take a moment to find out if Mr. Joe Stephanie is here. Please rise if you're here, Mr. Joe Stephanie. I had made contact with Joe Stephanie, the grandson, and he had mentioned he'd stop by, so he might walk in. I wanted to acknowledge him in case he was here. All right, our next slide will show who our dedicated team is. Stephanie Elementary success is built on the foundation of our exceptional staff. They bring passion, expertise, and dedication in their roles every single day. Our team includes certificated teachers, specialized support staff, and administrative professionals working collaboratively to serve our students. In the following teams, our admin team is myself, our learning director, and the office staff who provide leadership and operational support to ensure a smooth daily operations as well as strategic planning for our school site. The next biggest team, and probably the most impactful one, are our 23 highly qualified certificated teachers. These are in areas of general education, as well as special education, English language development, and also RTI intervention. In support services, we have our counselor, we have a speech therapist, who we're happy to report is an on-site person this year. Thank you, Mr. Smith and team. We also have our intervention specialists who provide a comprehensive student support as well as mental health services for our students. In addition to that, we have 3 full-time instructional assistants. We have a BCBA person that comes to our site and works with us throughout. We have a Restorative Justice League tech on site that we are so happy to have beginning this year. And all of them as support staff work directly with students to provide an individualized assistance as well as small group instruction. So it's really a comprehensive team providing really good daily support for our students. So we're really proud of our team here at our site. And we consider ourselves one team, one family, and we are very proud of that. In our next slide, we'll give you some numbers that I think if you read it as you go down, you'll be able to see what jumps out. Our commitment to excellence is reflected in a comprehensive data analysis that guides our instructional decisions and school improvement efforts. Here's how Stephanie performed across some key metrics over the last few years. If you look at this CASP academic performance in English language arts, you will see that from 22 to 23 and to the next year, we went as a school from orange to yellow. We improved as a student body 1 full color band. And we improved in double-digit points, if you can see that, from 50 below to 40 below, okay? So we look at it as growth. In math, you will see that we also went from orange to yellow, improved as a school site, 1 whole color band, okay? But look at our subgroups. In 22 to 23, we had 6 groups, 6 subgroups in the orange and 1 in the red. By 23-24, all 6 groups increased with 2 only in orange and not a single group in the red. No single subgroup was categorized as red in our performance in the CASP. So we're very proud of that. Our suspension rate, we've been working on. It did kind of stay only 0.1% of a difference and stayed in orange, but we're not red, we're in orange, and we're continuing to work on that. However, our chronic absenteeism decreased by double digits as well, where we had 27% closer to the pandemic. We went down to 17.6% by 23-24, and we continue to go down. I believe that's a typo. It's 23-24 rather than 23-25. So we declined quite a bit, and we continue to improve on that. We're very happy that our chronic absenteeism is decreasing tremendously. In addition to that, on our next page, I'd like to highlight that this young man was so happy, and I said, "Can I take a picture?" And he did it again, and so we captured him on the blacktop about 3 days into the school year. He was so happy to be at school. We have instructional responses by implementing targeted intervention program and tutoring supports. We began instituting Center for Model Schools protocols for improvement. We enhanced instructional practice with a strong leadership team. We meet monthly. And we have integrated technology across all grade levels with one-to-one devices. And of course, our 6th graders get to take those devices home, but every single student has a one-to-one device. In social and emotional responses, we have strengthened our school-wide positive behavior and intervention supports program. We focused our counseling services through Hatching Results training. We've implemented restorative justice practices for conflict resolution with awesome results so far. We've implemented peer guidance through safety patrol during break and recess. So we have a crew of students with small radios and small vests that are outside guiding the other students around, and it's a wonderful sight to see as they tell them, follow the rules, rise up, and be respectful. It's really awesome to see students guiding other students outside. We have established some really good protocols for attendance improvement. We have an early intervention system for us at-risk students. Sometimes that involves the school principal going to their homes. We have enhanced family engagement through home visits, like I said, and supports. We've created an incentive program to recognize excellence. We're about to reward at the beginning of next month, the class that gets the most improved attendance. We're going to give them 10 extra recess minutes. It's free, it costs nothing, and they love it. So the competition is on. We increased supports as well through MTSS wraparound services that is so extensive and so good. Too much to detail, but if you have questions at the end, I'll be happy to highlight that. On our next slide, I would like to finish up by highlighting what makes us unique. And something that's not there, I'd like to start with. We are sitting right next to the only school-based clinic in the city. So right next door, we have our school-based clinic, medical clinic. And then right next door to that, thanks to a lot of work from people before me, I just get to talk about it, we're about to open up a brand new skate park for the city. Multiple acres. So we're very happy at that. If you drive on that direction and leaving, or if you saw it when you were coming, you see that it's fully under construction. Finishing phases are on. The play structures are going up already. So we're very happy to see that. But what also makes us unique is the fact that last year, we proudly reclassified 41 English learners for fluency, and that was the largest single number in our district, and it was about 35% of our EL population. Our target, just so you know, our target was 25% of our student population to be reclassified. So we met and exceeded our target. We have a very healthy mix of a student body. We have a mix of Latino students, a very strong, large group of Hmong students. We have Anglo students. We have mixed race students. We have Indian students, Arab students, and they all happily get along. Our staff is also diverse, and most students don't go a single day without running to somebody that looks like them. They'll always run into somebody that actually looks like them throughout their day. We have wraparound services through various support services, such as our BCBA that I mentioned before, our Restorative Justice League Tech, our social workers. We also have a migrant mini-core tutor on site, and we have before and after school tutoring going on at our school site. Valley tutoring actually started today, so we are very happy to have them here. In addition to that, we are really growing our arts program. We are integrating folkloric dance appreciation and performance in both Mexican folklorico and Hmong traditional dance. We're working on them coming on board, and we're going to be starting practices soon on both those fronts, and we're very happy that that's going to be happening as well. We're going to be really happy to then do some presentations later on in the year with folklorico as well. So I want to thank you for hosting us. For having us host you. And are there any questions to our presentation tonight?
Thank you so much for your wonderful and brief presentation, yet very informative. Appreciate what you all do for our students here, and yeah, you did a great job for school, so pressure's off.
Okay.
And now,
I noticed my accent was stronger at the beginning because I was more nervous. So.
no, nobody noticed that. It just went really well, and thank you. If I were to ask a student to describe your school in one word, what would they say?
I think they would say that we rise up. They're so used to saying that we rise up, and that one, it's not a word, it's an acronym, but it summarizes respect, integrity, and self-control. I think that's what they would say, but do we have any students? What word would you use? Do we have anybody left here from earlier today? No? But I think that would say, the first thing they'll think of is rise up, I believe.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions, or go ahead. Yeah. No, try. Yes, okay.
So, wonderful presentation. I love hearing about the students. I like the idea that you get the students involved. So believe it or not, out of all my years of living in Merced, this is the first time I've ever been to this school. I didn't even know it existed. So shame on me, huh?
That's okay.
But again, good presentation. I love hearing about the students. I love the idea of them holding each other accountable. Wonderful job.
Go ahead. Clerk Delgado.
I also wanted to express appreciation for you opening up your doors to us so that way we can participate with your community. And I think one of the things that struck me in your presentation was highlighting the fact that there's success when your students are guiding each other through the safety patrol. And it actually brought me back to the earlier slide with your data-driven performance analysis, where you have a lot of great things happening here, and I'm looking forward to finding similar things at other school sites. And, you know, curious to learn what the district is doing to draw from the experts we have within versus always reaching out, because nobody knows our students better than those of you who serve them, and this is evident right here. So thank you for what you and your staff are all doing for our students in the community.
Go ahead, Trustee Jean.
Thank you. This is my school, so I'm proud to be hosted here too. So I remember 8 years ago, I was sitting out there and I missed the fact that board actually comes to school. And I'm so glad, again, want to reiterate that we're trying to do this again. I'm so glad just to be here tonight, but according to the presentation, I really love to see that there's no more red. I remember I was school site council chair here. We still see a lot of reds, but now no reds has kind of disappeared, so it makes me happy. I do have a daughter still coming here, so she's doing great, and thank you for all the work that the staff are doing. One thing that really captured me in your presentation is that you're walking around and you will always run someone look like you. It almost makes me cry, because when I was growing up, I didn't see anybody look like me growing in Central Valley. So thank you for a great presentation, and yeah, work hard. Thank you.
Well, My kids went to Joe Stephanie, so go Joe Stephanie. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am really proud of the fact that the no red. Literacy in math, and when it comes to proficiency, it's always been very important to the board. So I think we should definitely clap it up for the no red, and also, let's clap it. And maybe also take some of those practices that you guys are doing here and maybe implement them in some other schools that have red to see if we can just assist them. So once again, good job. Thanks you, and go Stallions.
And I also you had reminded earlier that, Mr. Stephanie was going to be here, and if I were here, if he was here, I would have thanked him too, but I just want to remind everyone, this is the community that we've lived in. People have lived here for generations, and they still continue to be here and contribute to this great fabric of our city and our community. So thanks to all the families who really believed in education and are providing lots of opportunities for our students to thrive and succeed and be very successful and come back and help their community. So thank you to all the families who have invested in education in Merced. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Contra. Yes. Now we move on to communications. Merced City Teachers Association, MCTA President, Ms. Pust, or anybody else? I do not see her here. Oh, she's not here. Or CSEA President Jason Adams? Or not here, okay. We move on to public comment period. The public is now invited to comment on items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board or a particular agenda item. Topics not on the agenda which are brought to the board's attention may be investigated by the superintendent, and a report may be made to the board either publicly or privately at a future meeting. State law prohibits the board from acting at this meeting on any matter raised during the public comment period. Comments from member of the public shall not exceed 3 minutes on an item or 20 minutes per item unless a majority of the board waives timelines. The board respects the rights of members of the public to speak to the board regarding matters on the agenda and other matters within the jurisdiction of the board. Looks like we have multiple in-person comments, so we will start. Please say your name and proceed with your comment. Yes, it is. Thank
Do
you.
you guys, is it okay to do handouts, or?
You can, give them to Ms. Almas,
And I'm Pam Russos. Oh, am I starting? Can I start my time?
Yeah,
Sorry.
can we go back to 3 minutes, please?
Yeah, my apologies. Just let me know when I can start.
Go ahead and start.
Okay. Dear MCSD board members, I wanted to first thank you for the hours of work and dedication put forth in considering ways to improve our district. I come to you as a concerned former parent of this district and local family practice physician. California Department of Public Health has recommendations to decrease respiratory infections. I and the medical community would like to hear from the board the steps MCSD is taking to meet the recommendations. Our children continue to be chronically absent at higher than pre-pandemic levels. COVID presently is the most predominant virus in our sewers. This is the Merced County data in which you have in front of you. We're in the middle of a wave right now. There are 2 waves in the year, one at the summer and beginning of school, and the second wave is in winter. This has added another dynamic of why children are ill and miss school. This has happened since 2021, and when we started tracking viruses in the sewer water, the graph from 2021 to 2025 shows the data from 2021 to 2025. And this is 2021, 2022, 23, 24, and 25. Unfortunately, this isn't just a cold for children. They're going to the ER for respiratory viruses. Below is data on children going to the ER for influenza and COVID. At times, children as a group have gone to the ER at higher rates than 65 and older. In the past 4 years, they've continued to go in record numbers. Last year, we had a quademic, and the 3 years prior, a tripledemic. And this is the data from CDC that shows that children comprised in 2024 close to 30% of ER visits for flu. And in 2024-2025, they're 40%. For COVID alone, when school starts, they're 14% of the ER visits, and 6% are 0 to 4 years old, and 3% is 5 to 17. I realize that chronic absenteeism is a national issue. We can do something about it. Below are some of the state's chronic absentee percentages from 2023. They're 20% all the way up to 40%, depending on the district. Merced MCSD is similar to state levels of chronic absenteeism at 21.8%. Atwater Elementary is not. In 2023, they completed their air ventilation and air filtration updates, and their chronic absentee rates fell to 11.9%. We will have less sick kids and better test scores if we follow the recommendations from California Department of Public Health for air filtration and ventilation. With the $160 million extra Measure O money and matching Proposition 2 funds, plus potential LCAP funding, we need to help our children do better with less sick days and pay attention to our air quality and ventilation. These are the CO2 readings from Hoover in my children's classrooms throughout the day. The majority of days, CO2 readings are over 1,600 parts per meter, many days of which are over 2,000. This is in August of 2024, and then April of 2025, it's the same. Occupied spaces need better air filtration and ventilation to decrease sick days. This statement is also endorsed by Dr. Seema Asadi, a local pediatrician who is also very concerned about kids missing school and supports any improvements that the school can make to their ventilation air filtration systems as recommended by California Department of Public Health, and also supported by the Merced Mariposa County Medical Society, and the letter is also enclosed. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Please proceed and make your comment.
Okay, I'm going to get through this. I can talk in front of kids, but adults is something else.
Just imagine us as your students.
All right, my name is Catherine Friedman. That's loud, sorry. Just to give a little background, we're speaking on the abundance of apps and websites that have been taken or blocked from our devices. And I've written to Mr. Mendez, and I just wanted to first thank him for his response to our concerns and his time to explain the district's reasoning for that. That being said, I'd like to share these changes are being felt in our classrooms. When resources are suddenly removed, it doesn't just affect student learning, it also impacts our ability as teachers to differentiate instruction, engage students, and meet their diverse needs. Taking these tools away without teacher input feels like our choices and our professional judgment are being taken out of the process. We understand there were surveys about all the paid apps that were going to be gone, and that makes sense. We have to pay for those. But many of the free tools that we've relied on for years weren't part of that process, at least to my knowledge. Even if we don't use them every single day, they give us flexibility and options for meeting students' needs. On top of that, we've had websites that have been blocked, which makes it difficult to plan lessons and know what resources we can count on. When we go to plan a lesson and a resource that we think is there, all of a sudden that day it's not there. And it seems like over the last few weeks, every time something different is gone. And also to note, sometimes Chromebooks are able to access websites that, even though it hasn't been blocked, iPads cannot, because they need an app. So that's something we don't always have access to the same thing that the Chromebooks might have. In your response, you recognize the value of these tools that I mentioned, which I'm personally referring to a lot of the math manipulative apps that I use as supplemental for our Go Math, and ensured that the district adopted resources that we still had provided similar digital components. However, I've been unable to find them anywhere and access them. So if that's something you can provide, I would be grateful. I also want to point out that I know while committee input is part of the process, it doesn't always represent the needs of every grade level or teacher. What may not seem essential at one grade level or for one teacher may be very important to another. And do we still have a process to request apps? Is there still that process, and if so, what is it? We truly respect the district's effort to bring more alignment and coherence, but alignment shouldn't mean taking away teacher voice. Teachers want to be partners in this process. We want to work with the district to make sure the resources we have not only support the curriculum, but also allow us to engage students and adapt to their individual needs. Thank you for listening and for considering how important teacher choice is in giving students the best learning experience possible, and we hope we can get access back to these valuable tools. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Please proceed with your comment.
Oh.
Please,
Okay.
state your name and please proceed with your comment.
Yes, my name is Michelle DeLeon. I'm also a teacher at Franklin Elementary. Dear esteemed members of the Merced City School Board, I'm addressing you today as a dedicated second grade teacher at Franklin Elementary to humbly request the continued use of Renaissance Lalio app in our classrooms. As you know, second grade is a critical year for solidifying the foundational literacy skills that will serve our students throughout their academic careers. In my experience, Lalio has proven to be an indispensable tool in this effort. In every classroom, we are presented with a wide range of learning needs and abilities. Effective education requires robust, differentiated instruction to ensure every student, regardless of their current level, can progress. Lalio provides precisely this through its engaging and effective individualized exercises for 15 minutes a day. The app's adaptive learning paths meet each student where they are, providing targeted practice and support. Students are able to explore and complete different worlds and collect badges while receiving certificates of completion that are printed and sent home to parents. This is also a free app. The app's curriculum systematically addresses all key components of early literacy skills, including phonological awareness, phonics, word recognition, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. The interactive nature of the program keeps our young learners motivated and focused, allowing them to practice these essential skills in a way that feels like fun, not work. This individualized approach frees me to work with small groups and provide one-on-one support where it's most needed, while the rest of the class remains productively engaged in a beneficial learning activity. In prior years, the data and progress reports provided by the app allow me to closely monitor each student's developmental and make informed instructional decisions. This real-time feedback loop is invaluable. I urge you to consider the immense value this application brings to our students' reading journeys. It is a powerful resource that supports our commitment to providing a high-quality, equitable education for all, and therefore helping to close the educational gap for many struggling students who need additional resources in order to make academic growth. Thank you for your time and consideration of this crucial matter. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker, please state your name and proceed with your comment.
Good evening. My name is Nick Torrance, and I'm here today as both a dad and a husband to share how a decision made at the district level has affected my family. My son was subject to the TK overflow process this year. This meant that despite having already attended preschool at Peterson, and despite our expectation that he would continue there alongside his older sister, he was instead sent to a different school. Now, rather than both of my children rocking with us to and from school every day, they are split between two different campuses. At first, this might seem like a small inconvenience, but I want to explain the real impact. When I am off duty for my job, I am able to manage the back and forth shuttling between two schools, but when I am on shift, my occupation requires that I'm away from home at least 72 hours a week, oftentimes more. My wife, who is also pregnant, has to carry the full burden of transporting both of our children to separate schools. What could have been a single drop-off and pickup becomes multiple trips, oftentimes through heavy traffic, stretching her thin on time when she should be able to focus on her health and the baby that we're preparing to welcome. Beyond the logistics, I worry about the emotional side. My children were looking forward to sharing their school experience together again at Peterson. My son was excited to be at the same place as his sister in a school he already knew from preschool. Instead, he has to adjust to an entirely new campus without her by his side. That sense of continuity, of family, of stability was taken away. My son, as positive as he can be for a 4-year-old, reminds me time and time again how it makes him sad that he can't be at the same school as his sister. I understand that overflow decisions are often about numbers and capacity, but I'm asking you to see past the numbers and consider for real families who live with the outcome. For us, this simply isn't about convenience. It's about family stability, about the well-being of a pregnant mother, the mental effect it's having on my 4-year-old, and making sure siblings can experience school together as much as possible. I respectfully ask that the board to revisit how overflow placements are determined and to give strong weight to keeping siblings together. Doing so would ease burdens like the one my family now faces, and it would support the sense of community and continuity that every family hopes for when they choose their school. Thank you for your time and for listening to how this has personally impacted us.
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker, please state your name and proceed with your comment.
Good evening. My name is Sandy Sevilla. I'm the Tenaya Middle School counselor. So we as a counseling team would like to thank MCSD and the board for the opportunity to attend our American School Association National Conference in Long Beach this summer. We had both an informative and educational conference and have brought back a lot of important and applicable information to our sites.
Thank you for your comment. No.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Susana Maldonado. I'm a John Muir school counselor. I'm just going to add more to what Sandy said. 10 counselors from our MSCD team were able to attend, and together we met 3 of our new co-workers, which was a surprise because I knew them from my undergrad when I was doing my master's. So it was a nice surprise. We had the opportunity to spend time together and strengthen our one-team approach to the school counseling program at MCSD. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the third person included into our group. My name is Ernesto Flores. I'm the school counselor from Rivera Middle School, and thank you for everyone for being here this evening. This conference was really important for us. It offered a wide variety of seminars to choose from during our 4-day stay in Long Beach. Some of them included information about AI used in school, counseling, suggestions for transition to middle school counseling ethics and law, and how to best advocate for our role. In addition, we had the opportunity to connect with our hatching results trainers during the event, which was a great surprise. And we all went home with a lot of school counseling resources for our students. So overall, it gave us an opportunity to expand our knowledge and provide for our school. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Acevedo, and I will wrap up the counseling session here tonight. I am the counselor at Franklin Elementary School. Go Eagles. Yes, let's go. We just wanted to say overall, as a counseling team, we are very thankful. The ASCA National Conference, in addition to our continued hatching results training that we started last year, has been an incredibly valuable experience for our whole team and our sites. We start this school year very inspired, better connected with one another, and equipped with new knowledge to continue helping our students at our sites and one another in our, of course, school communities. So we just want to thank the board, thank everyone here tonight again for the continued support of our professional growth as counselors and the work that we do with our students and our families throughout MCSD.
Thank you for your comment. The next speaker, please proceed to the podium, state your name, and proceed with your comment.
Good evening. My name is Gidget Suarez. I have a couple of letters here from different people that couldn't attend tonight, as well as my own comments. I'm a teacher in Merced City School District. First of all, I brought some concerns to the board earlier this year that I'd like to thank the district and the board for. First of all, I brought some concerns about extended day busing, and I believe the district has mitigated that. They found some solutions, so I'm really excited for extended day to start at John Muir. I think there's quite a few of them, and they figured out some busing, so I'm really excited for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The second thing is I believe that there has been some furniture that our students are going to receive, so there's not going to be collapsing desks anymore. So I'm really excited about that too. Hip, hip, hooray. And so I'm going to start with one of the letters that is about the teachers who are our codes for the alarm system has been taken, so we're no longer allowed to be on campus after our administrators leave, no longer to work on weekends. And granting teacher weekend access offers several key advantages. First, it provides a crucial block of uninterrupted time for central planning and grading. The quieter environment allows us to focus on creating detailed lesson plans, organizing materials for the upcoming week, and providing thoughtful feedback on student assignments without the distractions of a regular school day. This dedicated preparation time is invaluable for ensuring a smooth and effective learning experience for our students. Second, weekend access supports the setup and organization of a more dynamic and engaging classroom environment. This is particularly important for subjects that require hands-on activities such as science labs and art projects. Having the time to arrange equipment and materials properly can lead to more impactful lessons and a better use of instructional time during the week. I can't do these things from home. As a fifth grade teacher, my students take the state science test, and if you've ever tried to organize a hands-on science lesson during prep time, I'm going to tell you right now, it's almost impossible to do. So I need that time on the weekend. It takes sometimes hours to prepare. I can't do that during my prep time during the week. Lastly, access to our classrooms on the weekend would help promote a healthier work-life balance for teachers. By being able to complete necessary tasks at school, teachers can more effectively separate the professional and personal lives, reducing the need to bring work home. This can help prevent burnout and ensure that our educators remain refreshed and energized for their students. Have you ever tried to get anything done at home with a toddler? When teachers with young children take work home, they are forced to complete this work late at night after their children have been tucked in, contributing to teacher fatigue and burnout. We have all experienced unexpected events. So when an unexpected event pops up, the district is placing a burden on teachers and our administrators by requiring our administrator to accompany a teacher to school so that we can deal with this, to write a lesson plan and prepare. And quite frankly, I'm insulted and I am offended that as a professional, I am not trusted to go to my work site and complete work that I have been trusted for the last 30 years to do, and have never one time there has been a problem. In fact, I have gone to my school site that has been vandalized and the district has not known, but I had notified my administrator and then they notified the district that it had been vandalized. And so I'm just really offended as a professional that this has been taken from us. I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot do my job. I cannot do my job in the work that I'm paid to do. And next week, my son, I have to fly out of state to deal with some personal business. And I am so stressed out. I've been working till 6 o'clock at night and at school to prepare appropriately for a substitute. And I don't know if I can prepare appropriately, and then I'm going to have to leave and be stressing out that my class is ready for a substitute. So I really hope that if there are problems with others, there's called progressive discipline, and perhaps upper management needs to be trained in how that works and train their appropriate supervisor or administrators. Applying a broad-based admonishment to 500-plus employees in response to actions of a small number is an ineffective strategy. This approach risks alienating high-performing employees, diminishing overall morale, and failing to address the root cause of the issue. A more effective solution would be to identify the specific individuals and provide them with targeted feedback, if that is the issue. I don't even know what the issue is. So that's the first issue that I was going to talk about. The second letter is from a teacher that wants to talk about the digital platform and micromanaging that Catherine kind of addressed. I am writing to express my concern regarding the recent removal of key digital learning platforms and the micromanaging of teachers. As educators, we are tasked with preparing our students to compete in a digital world, yet the tools available to us have been significantly reduced. Currently, our students have access to 2 district-provided platforms, IXL and keyboarding without tiers. I want to highlight the loss of one tool known as Nearpod, which I use to great effect in my classroom. Nearpod is a teacher-led platform that allowed immediate check for understanding through quizzes.
Sue Lee, I yield my time.
Through immediate checks for understanding through quizzes, digital sticky notes, and short answer responses. The loss of such an interactive tool has left us with subpar alternatives, such as a whiteboard and dry erase markers, which are poor substitutes and are unsustainable given our limited budget. It's challenging to justify preparing students for a digital future when we are stripping away the very resources that help them develop these skills. We have outdated curricula in our areas, and it's concerning to see a trend of taking away effective tools before providing equally or more effective replacements. Furthermore, these actions are compounded by the recent blocking of previously accessible websites for teachers that have used to reinforce things such as math fluency or things that support them. For example, a teacher must now seek permission to share a direct drawing assignment for a letter writing activity for a retirement home or a lesson on how to draw the water cycle. We have to get permission before from the executive board or whoever is giving permission to use direct drawing assignments. This level of micromanagement hinders our ability to deliver dynamic and engaging lessons that benefit our students' holistic development. We're seeking clarification on why this is happening. We're confused that you are not trusting your teachers to deliver high-quality instruction, and that we're capable of doing without asking permission. And the last one is from me about my concern for our social and emotional impact of our current transportation plan for students previously enrolled at John Muir who are currently attending Stoll Elementary, but are asked to walk to John Muir to catch the bus, and then being sent across town to Don Stoll. So they're asked to walk to their former school, look through the fence at their playground, and their former teachers arriving, and then being bused across town. And we're saying that we are caring about students' social and emotional well-being. Whoever's decision that was, shame on you. I am embarrassed, I am outraged, and if that was my child, I would be furious that we've done this to our students. I'm outraged as their former teacher. And a question I have is, why are overflows given priority over students who have requested school of choice? I have parents texting me, former student parents, that say they're waiting.
I yield my time, Melissa Shalgene.
Who have put in for a school of choice and are saying, I'm checking in at the office of the school I'm attending. I'm checking in with pupil services to see if we can return to John Muir, and they're telling us that that grade level is full, and that is not true. So they're confused because they're saying how many students are in this grade level, and we are not at 32, and I'm not going to lie to them. So I don't know what to do because I'm not going to lie. And they're confused because they're saying we're waiting and we're still not being told that we can return. So those are questions that I hope the board would ask. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. We've gone over the 20-minute limit, but I'm asking for consensus for the board to extend our time.
It's just on a single subject.
We're good. Okay. Please proceed to the podium and proceed with your comment.
Okay, am I good? Okay. Good evening, members of the board. As a parent and a teacher in our district, I'd like to share some thoughts on how we can enhance communication and accountability for the benefit of our students and families. From a parent's perspective, I've noticed that sometimes there's a limited transparency about what happened, sorry, slow down, Destiny. What's happening in the classroom, and that can sometimes make it challenging for parents to feel connected. As a teacher, I recently moved from middle school to elementary, and I've noticed that the younger students and their parents aren't as familiar with the ARIES system I use for tracking grades. This can make it a bit harder to ensure that everyone's on the same page regarding student progress. It's just a small adjustment, but I think it could really help. I've also noticed that having clear accountability in the classroom helps students stay on track and engaged. When students know what's expected, they tend to do better. And on a personal note, sorry, I was a bit surprised that my daughter wasn't taught about HIV and AIDS last year. I believe it's an important part of their education and well-being. In conclusion, by enhancing communication and accountability, we can create an even more supportive and effective learning environment for our students. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you for your comment.
Good evening, President Lacadere, Superintendent Stocking, and esteemed board members. My name is Mike Kushner. I'm a retired educator and a 54-year resident of our vibrant Merced community. I'm here to express my heartfelt gratitude for your visionary decision several years ago to acquire 10 electric school buses and the infrastructure to support them. Thanks to your leadership, many Merced City School District students now ride in clean, quiet electric buses, a reality I once only dreamed of for our community. Allow me to highlight why this decision is so impactful. Electric school buses are a win for everyone. They produce zero tailpipe pollution, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, have lower fuel costs, lower maintenance costs, and operate with a quiet efficiency that enhances the experience for students, bus drivers, and our neighborhoods. Beyond environmental benefits, they support economic savings, foster community resilience, and drive our transition to a sustainable energy future. Your action has brought these advantages directly to the students and the families you serve. Your decision has already made a tangible difference, and I'd like to share a brief story. 2 weeks ago, I was on a ride of my recumbent trike. I was pedaling along Merced Community Drive toward G Street, the intersection, heading for Mercy Drive. At the traffic light, I noticed 2 buses pulled behind me. Couldn't miss it. I'm low to the ground. They're huge. A Merced County bus was followed by one of your city school buses. When the light turned green, I crossed the intersection, accompanied by a gentle hum of my trike. Then came a delightful surprise, a soft, futuristic whir of the county electric school glided past, followed by the near silent hum of one of your electric school buses. We met again at Mansionette Drive stop sign, where the same quiet whir proceeded and the school electric bus headed toward Cruikshank Middle School. What a joy. No diesel fumes choking the air, no rumbling engines shaking the road, just the clean, smooth sound of electric buses at work. As someone who's coughed through plenty of fume-filled rides on Merced streets, this was a refreshing change. It was a simple, profound pleasure for an old cyclist trying to stay healthy while enjoying the freedom of the bike lane. Thank you, board members, for making our streets quieter, our air cleaner, and our community healthier. Your investment in electric buses is a game changer, not just for the students, but for the residents like me who share the roads. I encourage you to continue the approach you have taken. Perhaps expanding the electric school fleet would be one step. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
We have already. There are no callers in the queue.
Thank you, Ms. Gates. We move on to our next item, information item, quarterly investment reports, Chief Business Officer Linda Parker.
Thank you. This is an information-only item. Again, in accordance with our board policy 3430, we're required to disclose quarterly reports of district investments in accounts that are over $25,000 or more. So this is just for your reference this evening.
Okay, thank you. Any question on this information item? Okay, any comments? Nope. If not, we move on to consent agenda. Items placed under the consent category are considered routine in nature and/or within the $35,000 threshold. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted. or if, does anybody want to pull any item for separate consideration? Is there a motion? Do you have a item?
Yeah, I did. I'm not sure where it's at, though. I thought it was
Consent 8.
meeting minutes. It's the meeting minutes, and it's, I think.
Item
I thought it
8B, you'd like to pull item 8B for separate consideration? Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
yes.
so we're going to move item 8B for separate consideration. I will entertain a motion to approve all items except 8B.
So moved.
The motion by trustee Brooks. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by clerk Delgado. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays have the same right. Motion passes. Now we move on to item 8B.
Are you waiting for me?
Yeah.
So on 8B, I don't have the minutes myself, but when I was looking at them, one of the things on there, it asked about our roll call, and we were all present. Then it also has on there about staff. I'm not sure why that's there, or when we're giving a consent, agreeing to that, do we understand, or we know that these people are there, or how did this get there, is what I want to know. Why is it there?
Can the district, anyone from the district answer why the staff?
So again, my question is, we do roll call, okay, and then it has staff present, and it has all these names here. And so we're agreeing to the agenda, but how do we know what we're agreeing to is actually what was here? And why is it there in the first place?
Yeah, for us, it would be difficult to know who attended and who not. So I guess, are you looking for information that at a future item, we don't include this information?
What I'd like to have is taking it out.
You want this information taken out?
I'm not sure when it actually got in there, but it wasn't always there like this. And so I think I've mentioned it once before, but now I'm actually asking for it to be taken out.
So we can bring this back to our next meeting and with this information taken out? Is that?
So what's the purpose of it?
Testing. For clarification, is the request that we do not include the MCSD team members' attendance in the meeting notes?
That is correct,
In the
because how do
future?
we know they're all present in the first place?
To answer the question, and then that's not a problem, for that request to, and then as the board has consensus, if that's an agreement, our practices are, my executive assistant has the list, and then we'll highlight. That is how we keep track. And we also keep it for our records so that if there's any follow-up needed, we have direct access to follow up with our team members. If it's noted not to include that, we can. We do know too that all of our team members take time to attend, and it's also a matter of us acknowledging their attendance as well.
So I appreciate that, but there's also teachers and stuff that attend, and we don't acknowledge them, so I don't think it's necessary.
So let's have a discussion. Is there consensus with the board that we no longer want to see this information? So I have consensus from 2. Is there consensus from the others? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think for accountability, I like to see, even though we're board, I think for the district to do the diligent work, if they could keep it a side of notes, it doesn't have to be on the minutes, but I think it's for consensus moving forward. So either way, I'm fine.
So would there be a way possible not to include it in the meeting minutes, but for your administrative purposes, just have? Right. So you just don't, like, so we have a consensus. Well, because we don't have consensus, one board member is either or. Do we need to take a vote on this? No. Consensus is when we all agree. We all have to agree.
No, consensus is a majority.
3, okay. So there's more than.
I understand as a president you would want it.
Yeah, so because we have a majority of the board agreeing to not have the staff information present in the meeting, minutes, so we will move this item 8B to the next board meeting, have this information removed so we can vote on it. Is that okay? Okay,
Problem, thank you.
so we move on to the, yeah, we already voted on it. Put it in there.
Table till the next meeting.
So at the next board meeting, it's going to come back without that information, and that's when we're going to vote on it. Okay. Yeah, and then please do not include this information moving forward, but for whatever reason, for administrative purposes, you guys can't, but not just include it in the board meetings. Item 9, board action, educational services, approve Kids Discovery Station, Discover on the Go proposal 2025-26. Mr. Aaron Alexander.
Good evening, trustees and executive cabinet. Kids Discovery Station's Discovery on the Go program provides weekly educational enrichment activities on-site at each of the MCSD elementary campuses for a variety of children's programs. Discovery on the Go programming is based on proven advancements in academic research. Each week-long session will include Discovery on the Go programming for 2 hours each day and serve up to 810 kids and is not to exceed $151,250. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the Kids Discovery Station on the Go contract for the 2025-26 school year.
Thank you. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue for this item?
President Lacaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gates. Do we have any in-person comments for this item? Seeing none. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, I see no questions or comments from the board. If not, I will entertain a motion. Is there a motion to approve as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by trustee Zhang. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by trustee McCutcheon. All those in favor? Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 9B, public hearing and approval of Resolution E-01, 2025-2026, Declaration of Sufficient Instructional Materials, 2025-26 school year. Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services, Mr. Sergio Mendez.
Good evening, Board of Trustees.
Mr. Mendez, could I ask you to please, so that folks can see you on camera over there, is that?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Earlier, I was going to, ask Ms. Linda, no. Thank you. There you go. I hope we can all, everybody can see you.
Is the filter on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for me. Education Code Section 60119 specifies that the governing board of school districts must hold a public hearing to make a determination through the adoption of resolution certifying the sufficiency of standards-aligned textbooks or instructional materials for each student in the district in order to be eligible to receive state funds available for the purchase of instructional materials. It is recommended that the Board of Education hold a public hearing and approve the adoption of Resolution E-01-2025-2026, certifying each student in each school in Merced City School District has sufficient textbooks or instructional materials that are aligned to the content standard adopted by the State Board of Education and are consistent with the content and cycles of the curriculum framework adopted by the State Board of Education. This process is a yearly process, it's procedural, and it is part of the Williams Act and subsequent Williams visitations.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. I open the public hearing at 8:12 p.m. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
Like already, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you. Do we have any in-person comments? Okay.
I'm of you.
I'm still there.
I just wanted to let you all know that we were at Williams site school visit earlier in the year, and I'm so happy to report it because I know you got to approve like a number, but I want to give you the behind the scenes stuff. And it was so wonderful to have a county office team come through and me go with each one to each one of the rooms we visited and personally verify that every single textbook was counted and more than sufficient, because we have enough for each student that was absent and some more for any new student. So it was really, it's more than just a number. It's really a way to ensure that every student has textbooks, but on a very personal level, because we counted them one by one, and so it was awesome to see. So I just wanted to add that piece of information because we were a Williams site visit earlier this year. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, we close the public hearing at 8:13 p.m. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by trustee Zhang. Is there a second? Second. Second by clerk Delgado. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Parker, thank you. Item 10A, Board Action Fiscal Services, approve the 2024-25 unaudited actuals report and certification. Chief Business Officer, Ms. Linda Parker.
Okay, thank you. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve final year-end unaudited revenue, expenditure, and changes in fund balances as reported on the 2024-2025 unaudited actuals report.
Thank you. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
President Lackaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you. Do we have any in-person comments for this item? If not, any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by trustee Zhang, second.
I'll second it.
Second by trustee McCutcheon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. Item B, approve the 2024-25 GAN appropriations limit recalculation and 2025-26 estimated appropriation limit calculation. Chief Business Officer, Ms. Linda Parker.
Thank you again. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the 2024-2025 appropriations limit recalculation and the 2025-2026 estimated appropriations limit calculation in the amounts of $86,541,709.20 and $92,114,995.27 respectively, and resolution number F1 2025-2026 adopting the GAN limit.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
President Lackaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you, Ms. Gates. Do we have any in-person comments for this item? Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the board discussion. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion. Motion to approve by Clerk Delgado, a second.
Second.
Second by Trustee Zhang. All those in favor? Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 10, Board Action Superintendent, Resolution 1-2025. Oh, see, I am sorry. I just want this meeting to be over today before 8:30. Item C, approve the application for exemption from the required expenditures for classroom teacher salaries. Chief Business Officer, Ms. Linda Parker.
Thank you again. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the application for exemption from the required expenditures for classroom teachers' salaries.
Okay, Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
President Laccaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you. Do we have any in-person comments for this item? Seeing none, bringing back to the board discussion, any questions or comments from the board? Very quiet today. Okay, if no questions or comments, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by trustee Zhang, a second.
A second.
Second by trustee McCutcheon. All those in favor? Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Now we move on to item 10, board action. Superintendent, Resolution 1-2025-26, proclaiming National Hispanic Heritage Month. Superintendent Stocking.
Thank you, President Laccaretti and Board of Trustees. For the Resolution 1-2025-2026 proclaiming National Hispanic Heritage Month, background is the Merced City School District values the contributions made by Hispanic and Latino Americans and celebrates their special heritage and culture through the provided resolution as designated from the presidential proclamation published on the Federal Register. This is to be honored for September 15th to October 15th as National Hispanic Heritage Month. Currently here in MCSD, we have 55% of our staff members who reflect this heritage. We also have 71% of our students who reflect this heritage in our One Team, One Community as an MCSD school district. The theme this year is Collective Heritage, honoring the past and inspiring the future, and we look forward to celebrating. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve Resolution Number S1 2025-2026, proclaiming National Heritage Month as September 15th, National Hispanic Heritage Month as September 15th through October 15th, 2025.
Thank you, Superintendent Stocking. Ms. Gates, do we have any callers in the queue?
President Laccaretti, there are no callers in the queue.
Thank you, Ms. Gates. Do we have any in-person comments? If not, I'll bring it back to the board discussion. Any questions or comments from the board? I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this resolution forward. Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Zhang, second. Second by Clerk Delgado. All those in favor? Aye. Nays have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Yep. Items of interest, board members and superintendent may report on activities, school visits, meetings, conferences. Clerk Delgado.
Looking forward to back-to-school night this Thursday at the elementary schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee McCutcheon.
Oh, what?
Do you have any items, school visits, conferences, stories you want to tell us?
I don't have any stories.
We got 9 minutes. Push us back.
Yeah, as fast as you can. You get a minute? Tick tock,
Okay.
tick tock, tick.
I attended at Shania School, is it ELOC Summit. It was very interesting. I liked the games or whatever they were playing with some spaghetti or something. They was trying to build some type of tower. I forget what school actually did it, but it was interesting to see them all fail except for one school. No, just kidding. I'd like to see more of the community involved. There was staff there, and just know they enjoyed being together. I learned a lot as far as just watching the camaraderie, them together interacting and off the clock, and it was kind of nice to see. But again, I'd like to see more of the community involved. If we can do that. I know it's a challenge, but we got to figure it out. That's all.
Thank you. Trustee McCutcheon. Trustee Brooks.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Trustee Zhang.
Yeah, I also attended the ELAC Summit. Thank you for inviting me. It was really great to see ELAC in action and learn so much. I learned the value of ELAC because I sat there for over 10 years representing school, and I just love the fact of seeing parents and teachers and staff coming together. One of the things I do like to comment is how do we get more turnout for our parents, right? For those who are not particularly in active and like, I like to open this to other parents so that they have the opportunity to really see the work, because that's a really critical work. Since school site council, ELAC or DLAC is a really, really important role. And we're missing that. To a lot of parents are missing out, and I think we should do a little bit more. I love to see more community engagement as well, not just school staff and employees, but I like to see how we could really working together to capture more parents' attendance. Again, tonight, I thank you for hosting us, Mr. Cameron. I'm so glad to be back here. Can we come back next time, back to Stephanie? Yeah, okay, we're gonna just take it. But yeah, thank you, and keep up the good work. I take pride in this school because all my children go through here, and now most of them already in high school and college, and thank you for all you do with great staff, great teams, and just looking forward to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Zhang. I just have a few comments. I was not able to go to any school visits and such, but I have received a lot of emails that I forwarded to the superintendent's office, whether it's, the district office, whether it's about ST math, apps, filtration systems in our schools, overflow questions, allowing staff to work on weekends and at night on their own time, doing extra work. And I think in all of this, what's becoming very clear is most of them are seeking clarification as to how the decisions are being made. And I think it's really important that if someone's coming and speaking here, it takes a lot of courage for them to come and speak. And I'm sure they've tried to address issues. So it's really important we follow through with that communication and help folks figure out how a decision was made and why a decision was made instead of sending a directive. So my hope is that as more people come and speak at our meetings, that we listen and we learn, and when we try to get back with them to really understand the decision-making process. And I recognize that one size doesn't fit all. Maybe if something is working in a classroom, provide data. Like I'd really like to see more data on some of the questions, and that's what we as a board have also asked. So in the future, if a decision is being made, we as a board would like to see more data backing that decision up. So again, thank you to all those who come and speak. We recognize it takes a lot of time to come here and speak in front of the board, but if, we're always open to sending us emails. You have our numbers. Please continue to reach out. The whole goal of this, all of us being here, is to make things better. Yeah, okay, so I will also, again, recircle back to the whole, the MCSD on the district webpage, where we find, like, all the board members, we as board members do ask questions, and those are reflected in a weekly briefing. So now the parts that can be made public will be made public, and this is how you can do it. You would go to our website at mercedcsd.org, and you'll click on Board of Education. You're going on the left-hand side, you'll see click on the last option, Board of Education Information Request, and then you'll click on the information request and information provided. So there you go. That's collectively, we all trying to increase transparency and information sharing. So I hope that's helpful. And looking forward to back to school night on the 11th and on the 18th. And I also know we have a town hall coming up soon. So I encourage all of you to come there as well. That's all from me. Superintendent Stocking.
Thank you, President Lacaretti, Board of Trustees and community members and team members here with us this evening. I'd like to share for September, it is our Attendance Awareness Month. I want to remind our families that attendance for your children, for our students, matters. If our children miss 2 school days a month, it adds up to being half a year behind by which the time they reach 4th grade. For every 1 day that they miss, it equates to 2 days of learning. 1, the day that they missed, and then 2, the time to catch up. So the importance of attending school. Also, school is engaging, and our incredible site leaders and team members at the school sites have implemented incentive programs to remind students that attending school each day is worth celebrating. We get to learn, we get to engage in various programs and learning and with our team members, so we encourage you to attend daily and the importance. The district looks forward to awarding trophies. Again, this is our year 2 of celebration for our attendance challenge, of awarding trophies to 2 schools for the highest attendance and one for the highest attendance and 1 for the most approved attendance from last year. We also want to clarify the importance of, we understand that sometimes our children may be sick. We've all been in those times where our children have not been feeling well. We want them to be well, and as Dr. Russo shared earlier in public comment, that we are well and healthy when we're coming to school. So if that be the case, please call to clear your child's attendance. That's the second part of it, is we're not saying you can never miss school. We're just really want to emphasize the importance. And if your child is sick, please call the office so that we can work together on clearing their absence. Thank you. Back to school night reminder. Join us for back to school night this week and next week. Thursday, September 11th for pre-K through 6th grade at all of our elementaries, as well as Thursday, September 18th for 7th and 8th grade at all of our middle schools, including CDS on our September 11th as well. This special opportunity encourages students and families to connect with each teacher and each team member on the school sites and strengthen the homeschool partnership, critical to student success, as we've been sharing our theme this year, one team, one community. We also will continue our Coffee with the Superintendents, of which we have an upcoming event. I'm excited to host the first for this year, for the 2025 school year. This upcoming Tuesday, September 16th, the location will be Hoover Middle School Library. It is open to any member within our community, parents, staff, community members, and that will be from 8:15 to 9:15 a.m. We recognize times may vary for families, so we will try to schedule some of those in the AM throughout the year, as well as some of those in the PM. And of course, my door is always open to meet and follow up with any community member, family, or team member that would like to meet to discuss concerns and our recommendations moving forward. This is an open forum session for all staff and families to share thoughts or comments with me while enjoying a delicious cup of cafecito. Check out our social media and our Parent Square for details. I'd also like to speak, we're excited to continue our MCSD town hall meetings. Thank you to our school board members in instituting these starting last year. Our first one for the school year will be Thursday, September 25th. It will take place at Charles Wright Elementary School in the cafeteria. The time will be 5 to 7 p.m. From 5 to 5:30, we will have tabling of resources available through MCSD and our community partners to our students and families. Light refreshments will be provided and interpretation services will be available. MCSD administrators and board members will be in attendance to receive information that is shared. This is an opportunity for our community to share thoughts and/or concerns. We want to hear from you, and we want to continue moving forward together as a collective. We also, when we come to celebrating and focusing on our one of 3 areas of focus for safety, we have our Walk, Ride, and Roll to School Day coming up. The district is excited to host our 2nd annual Walk, Ride, and Roll to School Day on October 1st. This will be a partnership with all of our local first responder agencies, including Merced PD, Merced City Fire Department, Riggs Ambulance, Sheriff Department, and Merced City Probations, as well as CHP. The goal is to encourage our students to use more walkable routes to school, for students to walk with others rather than alone, and to develop healthy habits. Reminder, this is for elementary students who live within 1 mile from the school,
and middle school students who live within 1.5 miles from school. Your site will be sharing ongoing information on our meetup points. We're super excited to continue these efforts. In terms of relationships, I'd like to highlight some of the follow-up and access to campus for our team members. We have been taking information from all of our school site administrators, recognizing there have been various practices in accessing campus, both after school hours for our team members as well as on weekends. We have not stopped any employee codes for security, alarm codes, and we are working with our school principals to have a calibrated system for their access. We are not requiring principals to be in attendance. We're simply sharing and have communicated this with our site leaders just to ensure that they have notification that a staff member will be accessing campus. More formal communication on that to come as we are learning about the various practices at our sites. And when it comes to literacy, I'd like to share the exciting news of visiting school sites, seeing our amazing teachers and support staff and school leaders focus on UFly and Hegarty. We're seeing our students already reading letter name sounds, so thank you for your continuous work. And that concludes my message for the evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Stocking. I failed to earlier mention one more thing. I got an email saying we do not have our new parent brochures in any other language other than English. So I think it would be important to have our new parent brochures in other languages as well. And there's an events calendar. We have on 9/11 elementary school, back to school night, on 9/16 coffee with the superintendent, 9/18 middle school, back to school night, 9/25 town hall at Charles Wright. Any questions? The governance calendar for September 2025, we have a communications update on September 23rd and a MONT facilities report. That's it. Any questions? And yeah, adjournment at 8:34 p.m.